right, we are live. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. Today is Friday, April 24th, 2020, and I want to welcome everyone back to our Facebook page. My name is Michael Quedal, Digital Marketing Specialist for the New Jersey School Boards Association. And as you can see, we are coming at you remotely through the power of Cisco WebEx, trying our best to flatten the curve and always practice social distancing. NGSBA has been hosting Facebook Live events to address questions from boards, school administrators, and educators during the COVID-19 pandemic. If you want to replay any of the previous broadcasts we've had or any videos, click the videos tab on the left-hand side of the NGSBA Facebook page. That's where you'll see all of our previous broadcasts. And just make sure you click that like button. You're already here. Click that like button so you can be notified when we do go live in the future. A couple notes about next week. Wednesday, April 29th at 10 a.m., we're going to welcome John Henry back to the program. He will give his weekly iSTEAM and sustainability update with guests from the iSTEAM education community. And then next Friday, May 1st, Alicia will be back in her weekly time slot at 1 p.m. But next week, and I'm sure Alicia will go a little more into this, but there's going to be a special broadcast that's actually going to be a conference virtual wellness event. So, and that's going to be thriving through a crisis. That's the theme of that one. Today's wellness session focuses on leadership. In this broadcast, we're going to share openly the aspects of leading that have been challenging and rewarding, and then together we will practice self-care strategies to support your well-being. So we're encouraging participation from you, the viewer. We're going to be monitoring the comment section during and after the broadcast. So if you have any comments or questions or just want to say hi, drop it in the comment section below, and Alicia will see that. Whether you are a school board member, administrator, teacher, or even a parent, we are here to serve you and help you work through this difficult time. And as always, once again, I hope everyone is doing okay. Their families are healthy, and I hope everyone's okay. So let's dive right into it. I'm gonna welcome Alicia into the broadcast. How you doing, Alicia?
Hi, Michael. I'm great. It's so nice to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you too. So why don't you just dive right into it? And yeah, sounds good.
That's great. Thanks so much. So welcome, everybody. We are going to just let some folks get into the room and take a moment to get into the space. People are joining. Today we'll be talking about leading through this crisis, and really any crisis. And as we've started before, let's begin with just coming into the room, letting everyone know how you're feeling. What's going on for you today in this very moment? What's on your mind or on your heart? You can post that up in the comments section. How are you feeling today? As folks are joining and adding what they're in, their emotional kind of temperature is this morning or this afternoon, I want you to also consider why you are here. Maybe you're coming back week after week and there's something here for you that's drawing you to this conversation, to this content. You're feeling connected in some way to what's happening here, the space that we've created together. And maybe this is your first time. So if it's your first time here with us, consider what drew you here this morning or this afternoon. What drew you to join or to be a part of this? So as we see people chiming in and joining and sharing where they're at, there's still these senses and these feelings of overwhelm and struggling with feeling overwhelmed. Probably not wanting to feel as overwhelmed as we are, but maybe not knowing a way out or a path beyond the overwhelm. And so I really hope that today you'll have even some more perspective and some more insights into how to manage these emotions and how to manage these times, times where you're leading not only your schools or your classrooms or your organizations, but you're leading your homes at the same time. So we name it to tame it, right? Let's name what it is. Let's name the feeling, the anxiety, the overwhelm, and then let's figure out a way that we can move through it. So we're going to encourage you to continue to reflect, continue to post up as I ask questions, your responses, and be fully participatory in the next 40 minutes or so that we have together. So we'll start out like we have always, and that is to connect with our breathing first. Yeah, it's been a stressful week, and hopefully there's some sense of calm that you can get out of this. So just like we've done before, let's just begin to start to notice our breath. And we're going to do that by just getting grounded. So go ahead and place your feet flat on the ground. You could find a seat anywhere, really. You could be sitting in a chair. You can be sitting on a bean bag on the floor. You could be sitting directly on the floor. You could be sitting on your bed or on a couch. Just find a seat and then find a comfortable position, a comfortable way to sit. And so if you're sitting in a chair, place your feet flat and get grounded through your feet. If you're sitting on the floor, just start to notice where your body comes in contact with the floor. Maybe it's at your ankles, maybe it's at your seat. And so paying attention to the groundedness and feeling connected. At the same time, we're also going to pay some attention to this rising up, right? So get grounded, ground down through your feet, even ground down through your seat. And so here's something that we can even get even more grounded in our seat. Go ahead and take any of the extra flesh out from underneath your seat, the meat of your seat. Go ahead and just shift it to the side so that your sit bones really get grounded into the earth and where you're sitting. With the same intentionality of getting grounded down, I want you to start to feel the sensation of rising up. So imagining this imaginary string coming from the crown of your head, just drawing your crown a little bit closer to the sky. And as you do this, you're lengthening through your spine, and then you'll most likely start to feel this opening of your chest. So can you start to notice the expansion of your chest? Maybe your shoulder blades start to roll down your spine. You're sitting comfortably, you're grounded through your feet, you're grounded through your seat, and you have this sensation of rootedness and rising at the same time. You touch and tap into this sense of both. So now, if you're comfortable, go ahead and place your hands on your lap or at your sides and close your eyes. Begin to notice your breath. Special attention to the way your breath is moving through your body. Take a deep breath and fill up here, and then release and let go with your exhale. Begin to notice all the places where you're connected to the earth, connected through your feet, maybe at your ankles if you're sitting on the ground, connected through your seat. Come back to your stillness and notice again your breath in and notice your breath out. With some intention on your breathing, I want you to notice and see if you can begin to notice the quality of the sound of your breath. Can you hear the sound of your breath ebbing and flowing like the ocean? As your thoughts begin to take you away from your breathing, can you come back to this sound, this symphony of your breath guiding these next few moments? As thoughts arise, and they will, can you come back to breath, back to stillness? As you continue to breathe, I want you to bring attention to both of your feet. What is the sensation of your feet where they're planted, where they're grounded? Can you send your next breath to your feet? Just send that breath all the way through your body down to your feet. Go ahead and squeeze your toes here. So almost making a fist with your feet. Go ahead and squeeze your toes tightly. You'll start to feel the tension. Notice the tension. Notice your urgency to maybe move through this tension. And then with your next breath, go ahead and release your toes and uncurl them one at a time. Your attention now up your calves and up your shins. Rest your attention on your knees. Just pay attention to any sensations in your knees. Maybe your knees are strong and they are able to hold you up through the day, or maybe there's some aches and pains in your knees. Can you take your breath, use your breath to breathe into your knees and create some spaciousness here in your knees? As you bring your attention up your thighs and up your femur bones, can you come into your hips and your pelvis and take a few breaths to create some spaciousness in this area, in our hips and in our pelvis? Breathing into our pelvis, breathing into our hips. Notice what's there for you. Attention to any sensations or any vibrations that are here. Now, as you continue to lift through your body, I want you to bring attention to your spine and your low back. Here's another rubbing point where you feel tension throughout the day, or maybe you feel even pain. So go ahead and take a breath and breathe through your low back. Create spaciousness, create some space for your low back to relax and to release. Lifting your awareness up to your spine, create space in between each vertebrae with your breath, and start to breathe into the back of your heart. And you create an openness here in your heart, space between your shoulder blades, an expansiveness with your breath. Now coming up to the space of your throat and your neck, I want you to just start to pay attention and recognize the miracle of your voice. The impact of your words as you lead, whether you're leading schools or communities. Maybe you're even just leading, and I don't say just lightly, but leading your homes. There's some gratitude you can find for the voice that you have in impacting others. Maybe a sense of curiosity of how your voice is impacting, or the impact of your voice and your words on others. Moving up to the spaciousness inside your head. Pay attention and notice the space in your head. Can you move beyond the spaciousness of overwhelm and fear, anxiety, all of the things that are real feelings during this time? Can we move to a new spaciousness of hope, ease, connectedness? And if it's hard and these are the challenges you're facing from day to day, can you find just a few moments right now while we're together to experience this kind of new perspective as we pay attention to our thoughts and our mind and the space in our heads? And now coming back down to your heart, I want you just to continue to close your eyes and take 3 more breaths here, breathing into the spaciousness of your heart and imagining here your heart extending outward to all those that you serve. Imagining as we're breathing in and creating some space and some expansion in our chest and our hearts, we're also extending out to those that we serve, to those that we impact, those that we reach. Just notice what comes up for you here. Moment you'll hear the sound of the chime. It'll bring us back to the attention of your space and of your room. You can begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. So coming back to our conversation, maybe some of you are really in a really nice, peaceful space right now. And we're going to continue that momentum through some conversation, and then we'll join together again at the end for another practice to take us through the rest of our day. So When we're thinking about our places that we serve, our schools, our communities, our homes, and we think about the challenges, um, some of those challenges will fall in our relational equality, right? If we were to do an audit of our schools or our organizations or our homes, we'd be looking for the relational equality. How are people treating each other in these spaces? You know, the relationships in schools are very much like an ecosystem, right? An ecosystem is a community of living organisms in conjunction with non-living components in the environment that are acting together in a system. So if we didn't already get it before, COVID has brought to mind the interconnectedness of all of us and all of the experiences that students and children bring to the table. So if relationships, if we consider that relationships sustain every living organism within our schools, our organizations, our communities, our homes, and if in fact we believe that relationships make all the difference, I want us to start to consider as leaders, whether again, this is interchangeable, whether leaders of schools or leaders of home, you use the content here to make sense to your world. So if in fact relationships make all the difference, to what extent do our school policies, our discipline policies, maybe even our grading policies in a COVID-19 world, or even our family mottos, right? How do they align to support and strengthen our relationships? You know, I had a conversation yesterday with a friend and colleague, and she lifted up this idea that people are sharing around zombie cultures, right? So when we think about what this means and what people have shared is that there's a sense of disconnectedness in schools. There could be, right, in some schools, this sense of disconnectedness. There's a vision, there's a mission, but when you walk into the school, there's not this sense of feeling the connectedness. There's this disconnect between what it says on paper and what the relational equality is. So an example of that from my own life is when I bought this house a couple of years ago. I walked in the door and I knew that this was going to be the house that I wanted to buy and would make my home because I could feel the love bursting through the walls. Whether that had been from past owners or the most recent owners before me. And I made a commitment to continue to fill the space and fill the walls of this home with love and connectedness. Now, I'm not perfect at it all the time, far from it, but it is my intention. And so when we think about our schools, what do we feel as we walk through the hallways? And that's directly related to, as leaders, what are we setting as the standard for relational equality? So again, thinking about auditing our schools and looking for the relational equality, what would we find? Now, the struggles and challenges of leadership are no different whether you're in a school or an organization or a corporation or a family or community. The struggles of leadership are real, and some of those things might fall on not having the agency to do what you know needs to happen to build more relational equality. Maybe you're combating toxic cultures. So what I want you to leave here today knowing is that you have everything that you need. Everything you need is within you to lead in this moment. All the experiences that you've had, all of the education, all of the knowledge, all of the influences that have gotten you to this point have prepared you for this very moment. And so we may have forgotten that along the way. Maybe we haven't connected the dots of all that we bring to the table and then have the agency or feel like we can make the differences that we want to in schools. But if there's ever a time for us to be able to hit the reset button and use our voice as leaders to take a stand for the schools and the homes and our communities that we want to see, I can't look any further than what's happening right now to say, this is the impetus, this is the time to move in that direction. we also have to consider how our values play into this. Our values drive how we show up as leaders. Um, Now is the time as leaders that we should begin to examine, to define, and act into those values. Already there are a few components here that I've shared, right? Looking at our voice. Have we silenced that part of us that knows that relationships are key to building safe communities? Have we maybe been distracted by other things and not shine the light that this deserves to move our schools and our communities in the direction that we want them to move in? But the past is the past, and here we are today talking about a renewed sense of moving the dial and moving in this direction. Last week, I talked about this concept of being a yes, and showing up as a yes. And I want today to dig a little bit deeper in there to look at three themes. And these themes come from the Baptiste methodology. I was introduced to Baptiste over a decade ago, and really have been waiting for the opportunity to build the bridge between this methodology and what we can do in school. So I'm going to share these three concepts, these three themes of the Baptiste methodology. One is be a yes, and we talked about this last week, but being a yes, not as a concept, moving it out of being a concept into a creation. What is it that we want to focus on and put our attention on to transform and show up as this, right? If you're a yes for compassion, then you're a no for failing kids in the fourth marking period of 2020 as a result of what they may be experiencing to COVID. And you're looking for new possibilities of what else can happen here, right? So being a yes, not as a concept, as a creation. Second theme, give up what you must. So what limited or fixed mindsets have come are into bring those into your view that have played a part as a leader in stepping back away from maybe the things that you believe in or the things that you just haven't gotten to. Similarly to our self-care. We know that our self-care is important, but generally it's at the end of the list of things that we get to, and then we don't make it to it, to pay attention to it. So what are those limited or fixed mindsets that come into view around what's possible here? Can we find new ways to engage connection and to focus on relationships to build the schools that we want? And then the third theme is come from you're ready now. Move and breathe from right now, this moment is all I have. If this is all I have to get it right, to shift the trajectory of how we are meeting students on the other side of COVID, what's the next best action? What's the next best thing as a leader that I can do? Right? Because we can't control a lot of the other things, but we can control how we move forward in this. So these three concepts, be a yes, give up what you must, and come from you are ready now. I think these are vital conversations for us to have as leaders. And so I want you to take pause right now, and I want you to complete the sentence. I am a yes for, what is it? If you have a journal next to you, if you have a piece of paper, jot it down. What are you a yes for? Not as a concept, but as a creation, as a leader, moving into the other side of what we are experiencing currently. I am a yes for. Right. So I want to introduce you to another concept. Look, listen, and give tools. As leaders, we can take pause and look for what's possible here. Put our attention on the areas that we want to transform, look for it, what is it? Then listen. So listening makes the difference, not your knowledge. Another quote that I love around this concept is, people want to know that you care before they care what you know. So how can we show up listening as effective leaders and then giving tools that make a difference right now? So let's move this right into a real concrete example. So we move from the way we've been educating students into a digital platform in a matter of minutes, right? We did a fantastic job, New Jersey, of moving into this new reality. But I'm sure as leaders, you may have bumped up against some folks that aren't familiar with technology, that aren't comfortable with technology, that maybe feel a sense of their privacy being invaded in having to do Zoom meetings from their home, possibly with students, maybe counselors that are having to check in with students from their personal devices now. So let's use that one as a concrete example. So you have somebody who is resisting, connecting with students through technology, really feels conflict with their privacy, and we look for what's possible. What's possible is that every student can be connected to adult digitally. We listen to what's going on for this adult. We listen to their fears, their concerns, that their fears for their privacy, whatever it may be. And we give tools that make a difference right now. So would it be possible to give that adult a device from the school, a Chromebook, so they don't have to feel like they're using their own personal devices and feel the intrusiveness that they might feel? Those are the real tools in real time that make a difference right now. We look, we listen, and we give tools. I saw another example of this on social media. Somebody was trying to get onto a bus and they didn't have a mask. And so there was resistance. The cops got involved and this person was ushered away from the bus. Now, the state of what we're living in, there's a lot of panic. There's a lot of fear. Wouldn't tools in real time have been to look, listen, this person doesn't have what they need. We want everybody to have a mask when going through public transportation, and give tools. What if we handed out masks so that people can get what they need and you can get what you need, right? So giving tools right now would have been much easier than the resistance that was created. Look, listen, and give tools. How does this relate to the experience of being an educator? And you can post up some things in response to some of the questions I'm asking. How did these two different tools, be a yes, come from you are ready now, give up what you must, and look, listen, and give tools, give you the things that you need to lead in a new way, shifting your perspective? So I see folks saying it's so important to be intentional about attending to the little things that matter. Yeah, some of these things are they are seemingly little things, but oftentimes they turn into big events or crises. How do we look, listen, take pause, and give tools? I want you to think about a time when you interacted with a leader who came from connected, a leader whose intention came from being connected. So bring to mind a leader, somebody that you've looked up to that leads in this way. I'm sure you can find someone. I'm sure that there's someone that's influenced you, because you probably are here because of them, in large part to the impact that they've had on your life. So thinking about them, bringing them into mind, what did it look like, sound like, and feel like to be led by this person, or to lead beside this person? Think about, what did they specifically do that focused on connection or made folks feel like they mattered? What were those specific things that they did? Now, shining the light on yourself, I want you to think about how to be more purposeful about coming from this place of intentionality, of building relationships, and prioritizing connection and well-being. What are the ways that you can purposefully show up like this as a leader? So I want to engage you again in a practice that will allow us to reflect on some of the content and also give us some spaciousness in our own minds and our own hearts or having compassion and building that compassion that you probably already are motivated from and come from. So I'm inviting you to join me again with placing your feet flat, finding a comfortable seat. This practice is going to be a loving kindness practice. So when you're ready, begin to lengthen through your spine, allow your hands to fall onto your lap, and close your eyes. As you invite your breath in, I want you to bring to mind someone who you love. I want you to bring to mind somebody who you care deeply about. Maybe someone who you are unable to be physically close to right now, but you hold them and carry them very close to your heart. Bring this person to mind. I want you to just notice what's coming up for you. As you come face to face with this person, I want you to say in your mind to them, may you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be with ease. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be with ease. Continue to breathe here. Breathe in and fill up. Breathe out and let go. As this person gently drifts from your mind, I want you to bring the next person to mind. And this time, I want you to bring to mind somebody that you may be struggling with or having a difficult time with. Maybe in this very moment, this is your children. Maybe in this very moment, this is a colleague. Maybe right now in this moment, a person that you are having a challenging experience with is your spouse. You come face to face with this person. In your mind, share the same greeting. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you be with ease. Try to let any judgments or distractions that are coming up from keeping you from being in this loving, kind space. Just get present with coming face to face, meeting people, letting go. What else is there? And as this person gently drifts from your mind, I want you to bring to mind yourself. I want you to come face to face with yourself. I want you to take a deep breath in and fill up. Breathe out, letting go. And in your mind to yourself, can you share the same greeting, the same sentiment? May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be with ease. Continue to breathe here, just as we have, without trying to force your breath or change it. Just notice how your breath ebbs and flows. Now I want to share with your eyes still closed. I want to share a reading for you. Serve gently from your heart. Service. Gentle service that comes from the heart. That's the theme, the rhythm of life. Work, love. See the trees, the grass, the flowers, the mountains, the oceans. And really see how effortlessly they serve. very life is service. Know that your life too is service. Let service arise naturally from your life. Commit to your growth, loving yourself and following your heart. Commit to joy, passion, gratitude for your life and all your lessons. Commit to honestly sharing and expressing who you are, what you feel, and what you're going through. Don't worry about what you will do to serve. Focus instead on loving yourself. Let your service arise from that. Acts that spring from desire, joy, and inspiration. Cherish your life. It's a gift, not just to yourself, but to others, the entire universe. Each star shines in light down from the heavens, making up the twinkling galaxy of the Milky Way. Each star is important and serves by playing its part, naturally, gently, by being what it is. You too have a part to play in the universe. Your part is to serve others by being yourself. Service is your path. Let service spring gently, naturally, from who you are. Radiate your gifts to the world by loving and sharing yourself. If you're ready, you can begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, opening up your eyes and coming back to the space we've created together. So thinking about being of service, thinking about leading and the ways that you lead all of the people that you come in contact with, can you find some ease in this leadership and also some excitement around what's possible here? Can you be the voice that's been missing, looking for, what's been missing, and be that voice of what's been missing so that something new can be created, something can be transformed into a greater vision that we have for what our students can experience, what our educators can experience, and what we as leaders can experience. So I want to share with you that you can connect with me here. And then also next week, as Michael had mentioned, we have an amazing event for you lined up, a virtual wellness event open to all. You will be able to participate in drumming, in some mindfulness, in some breath work, in some dance and movement. There'll be lots of opportunities for you to just move all of these feelings that you've shared, the overwhelm, the anxiety, through your body, and just have a feeling, a sense of healing and of renewed energy. So we hope you join next week, May 1st. That'll be at 1 o'clock. And looking forward to seeing you then. I'm going to turn it back over to Michael. Thanks so much, Michael.
Thank you, Alicia, for once again an incredible presentation. Cannot say thank you enough. During stressful times like these, social emotional learning, these type of practices are so important. And I mean, I, for one, I'm new to this. My first session was with you on our Facebook Live broadcast that very first week. So I know that I'm doing them, all these breathing exercises in my time, my personal life, and I know they've been helping. So I'm sure they're helping a lot of people out there too. Um, I also just want to say this really fast. I want to thank everyone who's watching these videos, watching these Facebook Live programs, whether you're here live or you're watching a recording. Um, a lot of time and work go into these, and we just want to say thank you so much for watching and participating. We see you comment, we see you like the post, and it's really nice to kind of, and like we're really proud of the community that we're growing on this platform. So I just wanted to say that like we are so thankful for everyone that is watching these programs. So if you like what you see here today, if you leave a comment, leave a like on the video. Again, like the page so you can be notified when we do go live in the future. It really helps our programs and our pages grow. So again, thank you so much. I want to let everyone know that future Facebook Live events will be announced on ngsba.org through school board notes and through our Facebook page. So again, if you haven't already, click that like button, or go to our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/ngsba. And for the latest information, anything COVID-19 related, coronavirus related, we have a landing page that is updated daily, and that landing page is www.ngsba.covid-19, and I'll put that in the comments below. So thank you so much again. Thanks, Alicia, and I hope everyone stays healthy.
Thanks, Michael. Bye, everyone.
Have a great rest of your day.